those hipsters. I want that.
I said, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop talking to me. Don't stop giving me things.
Alright guys, so today I'll be making my predictions on who I think will be driving on the F1 2014 grid next season. Now I think Formula 1 is going through a bit of a transition stage, or a new era if you will, with the new engine regulations coming in for next season, with guys like Mark Webber retiring, speculation that Felipe Massa will retire, and other guys like Fernando Alonso, Kimi Raikkonen, and Jenson Button getting a little bit older, getting into the second half of their careers now. You'd have to say that a new bunch of, or new generation of drivers are coming through, like Daniel Ricciardo and Sergio Perez. They're really coming through the ranks and proving they have what it takes to mix it with the best in Formula 1. So I think next season could be bit of a changing of the guard, and it'll be interesting to see how these younger guys go in better cars. But I'm just going to go through the full list of who I think will be driving for the various teams next season, and I'll start off with Red Bull. Now Red Bull have already confirmed their driver lineup for next season. They've got Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo all locked up for next season. It would have been interesting to see if Vettel would have been going up against Fernando Alonso in a Ferrari, but I think that'll have to wait a few more years, as Vettel doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. Next I have Lotus. I think Kimi Raikkonen will stay at Lotus. There's been speculation that he's going to go to Ferrari. Although he would be more competitive at Ferrari, I don't think he'd be happy, or that sort of thing. I think Lotus really know how to keep Kimi happy, and I think overall he'd be much better at Lotus. But in the second seat at Lotus, I think Lotus will retain Grosjean. There's been talks of trying to kick him out and whatnot, but I think Lotus will keep him on for another year. He's been gradually getting better. He's been minimizing his incidents this season compared to previous ones, and I think the more track time he gets, more used to the car, he builds up his confidence. I think he will get better, and he may even be a potential champion if he can sort out his little niggling issues with spatial awareness and that sort of thing, and just general race pace and that sort of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how Grosjean develops as a driver over the next few years. There's also been talks about Robert Kubica returning to Formula 1. I'm not too sure on his health or his fitness at the moment. Maybe you guys can let me know about that, but I can't see Kubica going to Lotus or any other team at the moment. Let me know what you guys think about Kubica. I'm not sure where he stands at the moment on the grid. But next team I have McLaren. I think they'll retain their driver lineup for next season. They need Jenson Button to really get him out of this dark patch that McLaren is having. He's very experienced with that car. He knows the ins and outs of what he needs and what McLaren need to be competitive. So I think they'll keep him on. Sergio Perez only signed him this year, so he's been very quick. He's been up there with Button at times, so I think they'll keep him on for another season. Next we have Ferrari. There's been speculation that Alonso might move. He's been having arguments with the team and the management, but I think he will stay on with Ferrari. I don't think any other team can provide him with the goods that Ferrari has given him at the moment, so I think he'll stay on with them. Now Felipe Massa, he's just been so inconsistent over the last few years. He has one good flash in the Pan result, and people say, oh yeah, he's done enough to stay at Ferrari. I even seen people on Twitter saying that the other day after Felipe got fourth at Italy. I just don't think Felipe has what it takes anymore to deliver Ferrari a constructors title. So I think they'll get rid of him, and I think they'll bring up a guy like Nico Hülkenberg, who's been proven to be a very good driver in that Sauber, even in the last round where he managed to qualify third and finish in the top 6 at least, or maybe 5th or something. So I think they'll sign Hülkenberg. He's been linked with Ferrari for a number of years now, and he's been really showing how good of a driver he is in the last 2 years or so. So I think he'll go there. Next I have Mercedes. I think their driver lineup is pretty safe, you'd have to say. Hamilton and Rosberg in good form at the moment, and they're just pushing each other to be very competitive, just like it was sort of like the McLaren situation when Lewis and Jensen were there. So I really enjoy their little squabbles at Mercedes. I think it's the only team that has really an equal driver situation there. So I think they'll keep their drivers for next season. Next we have Williams. I think Maldonado and Bottas will stay there, although Williams is sort of getting into financial troubles, I'm hearing, so they may even have to bring in another pay driver. I'm not too sure who they get rid of. I think Maldonado brings in more money than Bottas, so they may even get rid of Bottas. So I'm not too sure on Williams. I haven't done my research on those guys, but I think they will retain their driver lineup for next season. Next, I have Force India, and I think DeResta will stay with Force India. I'm not too sure about Satil. There's been talks that they might get rid of him for maybe a James Collado, their reserve driver. They may even bring up Bianchi from Marussia, who's been proven to be, a solid driver, to maybe back up DeResta and Force India. There's also been talks about DeResta moving up to a bigger team, but I can't see any other team, getting rid of one of their drivers to bring him in. So I think he will stay at Force India. Next, we have Sauber. Now, there's been links with Felipe Massa. If he doesn't get a drive with Ferrari next season, he may go to Sauber with the Ferrari connections there. But there's been links with, Sergei Sirotkin. They say that the deal has already been done, so I think he will go there. It's just a matter of who's going to exit that second seat. Will it be Gutierrez or will it be Hulkenberg? I know Hulkenberg's going to leave. That's just set in stone, I think. Would they keep on Massa, or would they get Massa, or would they keep Gutierrez? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think Sauber will have two paid drivers. I don't think Massa would be willing to go to Sauber. I think he may even retire. So I think Sauber's driver lineup next year would be Sirotkin and probably Gutierrez, in my opinion. So next we have Toro Rosso, and Verne has been confirmed to stay there next season, I believe. And I think Toro Rosso will continue on with their Red Bull Young Driver development program. So I think they'll bring up Antonio Felix da Costa. He's been, the most impressive of the young Red Bull Young drivers. So I think he will come up from wherever he is to F1 in Toro Rosso. So that'll be good for them. Next we have Caterham. There's been links that Kovalainen is going to come back to Caterham, and I think that would be a good move to help them develop their car a little bit better. I think they may even get rid of Vandergaard for Kovalainen, and they'll keep Peak for next season. So I think that's what's going to happen with Caterham. Next we have Marussia. I think if Bianchi doesn't go anywhere, then he will definitely stay at Marussia. It's just a matter of who's going to fill that second seat. At the moment we've got Max Chilton, who hasn't been all that impressive really. He is a paid driver, but I think they may even swap him in for Gonzalez, who's their reserve driver, and he brings in so much money. So I think they may even scrap Chilton for Gonzalez. But apparently Max Chilton has family links to Marussia, so they may even not get rid of him. But for Marussia, I think it's either going to be Bianchi, Chilton, or Gonzalez. So, one of those three, it could be one of them there. So that's my full driver predictions for next season. Let me know what you guys think on who you think will be where. It'll be interesting to see what you guys think. If I've missed anyone out, then let me know. I think I may have even missed out James Collado at Force India. He may even go there. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens next season. As I said, let me know what your predictions are for the driver lineup, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.